So, you want to own a casino. You imagine a luxury resort, glowing beneath neon lights, thousands of slot machines ringing every second, high rollers pushing stacks of chips worth more than most people earn in a year, and money flowing in 24 hours a day. It sounds like the closest thing to a money printing machine. After all, everyone knows one rule: the house always wins. Here's the catch. Some of the biggest casinos on Earth have gone bankrupt. Others carry billions of dollars in debt, despite welcoming millions of visitors every year. How is that possible? How can a business built on mathematics, where the odds are literally designed in its favor, still lose money? Because modern casinos aren't really gambling businesses anymore. In fact, many of the world's largest casino resorts make more from hotels, restaurants, concerts, shopping, and conventions than they do from people sitting at blackjack tables. By the time a guest places their very first bet, the casino may have already earned money from them 4 or 5 different ways. So, if casinos process billions of dollars every year, where does all that money actually go? Why does building a casino often cost more than building a skyscraper? And if the house always wins, who exactly is taking money away from the house? The answer begins long before the first roulette wheel ever starts spinning. The first thing most people get wrong about casinos is thinking the biggest risk is gamblers winning. It isn't. The biggest gamble is opening the casino in the first place. Let's build a realistic scenario. Not the Bellagio, not Marina Bay Sands. Just a large destination casino resort in a growing tourist market. The land alone could cost anywhere from $100 million to $300 million, depending on the location. Then comes construction. A gaming floor covering hundreds of thousands of square feet. A luxury hotel with over 1,000 rooms, restaurants, bars, shopping centers, a concert arena, parking garages, swimming pools, spas, high-end interiors built to make guests feel like they've stepped into another world. Before opening day, your investment could already exceed $1 billion. And the building is only half the battle. Unlike opening a hotel, you can't simply unlock the doors and welcome customers. Casinos are among the most heavily regulated businesses in the world. Every investor is investigated. Every executive is vetted. Every major shareholder must prove where their money came from. Governments aren't just licensing a business. They're protecting an industry that handles billions of dollars in cash every year. One compliance failure or one money laundering violation can result in fines worth millions, or even the permanent loss of a gaming license. Then comes payroll. A casino never sleeps. Security officers, surveillance teams watching thousands of cameras, hotel staff, chefs, bartenders, housekeeping, maintenance crews, IT specialists, marketing departments, finance teams. A single integrated resort can employ 5,000 to 10,000 people. That means millions of dollars in salaries every single month, whether the gaming floor is full or completely empty. And then there's one final investment, quietly sitting across the casino floor. Thousands of slot machines. Each machine can cost $20,000 to more than $30,000. A resort with 3,000 machines may have invested over $60 million before the first customer ever presses a button, which raises an obvious question. Why would anyone spend $60 million on machines that most visitors walk past without a second thought? Because those machines aren't decorations. They're the most profitable employees in the entire building. They never sleep, never complain, never ask for a raise. And unlike human gamblers, they always follow the math, which is exactly why the economics of a casino isn't built around poker tables. It's built around probability. Now, most people think casinos make billions because people lose. But that's only half the story. The real reason casinos are so profitable is because they almost never rely on luck. They rely on mathematics. Walk into almost any major casino and you notice something strange. The poker room is surprisingly small. The blackjack tables occupy only part of the gaming floor. But slot machines stretch for what feels like forever. Thousands of them. That's not an accident. It's economics. Here's why. When two people play poker, the casino usually isn't playing against either of them. Instead, it simply collects a small fee from every pot. Win or lose, the casino gets paid. Blackjack is different. The casino plays against every customer. But skilled players can reduce the house advantage by using perfect strategy. That means blackjack isn't nearly as predictable as most people think. Slot machines are different. They don't depend on dealers. They don't depend on player skill. And they never get tired. Every machine is programmed with something called a return to player, or RTP. Imagine a slot machine with an RTP of 94%. Over millions of spins, it returns about 94 cents for every dollar wagered. Which means the casino quietly keeps the remaining 6 cents. To one player, that difference feels invisible. Someone might hit a jackpot. Someone else might lose everything. But the casino isn't thinking about one customer. It's thinking about millions of spins. That's the secret. Casinos don't try to win every game. They simply make sure enough games are played because over time, probability almost always beats emotion. And that's exactly why casinos spend millions making sure you stay longer. Free parking, free drinks, luxury hotels, buffets, VIP rewards, concerts, even complimentary rooms for high rollers. At first, it feels like generosity, but it isn't. It's an investment. Because every extra hour you spend inside the resort increases the chances that you'll buy another drink, eat another meal, book another night, or place another bet. In the casino industry, these perks are called comps, and surprisingly, they're often cheaper than advertising. A customer who returns every month is worth far more than someone who visits once, wins a jackpot, and never comes back. The smartest casino owners aren't trying to create winners. They're trying to create regulars. Because the most valuable customer isn't the one who spends the most today. It's the one who keeps coming back for the next 10 years. And that's why the biggest casino companies no longer describe themselves as gambling businesses. They describe themselves as hospitality companies. Because in today's casino industry, the slot machines may attract the customer, but the hotel keeps them there. So let's actually do the math. Imagine your casino resort generates $1 billion in annual revenue. To most people, that sounds like unlimited money. But revenue isn't profit. Out of that $1 billion, hundreds of millions disappear before the owners earn a single dollar. Employee salaries, hotel operations, utilities running 24 hours a day, entertainment contracts, insurance, property taxes, marketing campaigns, food and beverage costs, building maintenance, technology, security, and perhaps the biggest expense of all, the interest on billions of dollars borrowed to build the resort. That's why some of the most famous casino companies in history have filed for bankruptcy, despite welcoming millions of visitors every year. Not because gamblers suddenly started winning, but because the business itself became too expensive to finance. The biggest threat to a casino isn't a lucky customer. It's debt. And that's what most visitors never see. The flashing lights, the ringing slot machines, the jackpots. They're all designed to make the business look effortless. Behind the scenes, it's one of the most capital-intensive hospitality businesses in the world. Which brings us back to the biggest misconception of all. People think casinos make money from gambling. But gambling is only the engine that brings people through the front door. The real business begins after that. Luxury hotel rooms, fine dining, nightclubs, shopping malls, concerts, convention centers, spas, VIP memberships. Every one of them exists for one simple reason: to keep you inside the property for just a little longer. Because every additional hour creates another opportunity to spend money. Another meal, another drink, another shopping trip, another hotel night, and eventually, another visit to the gaming floor. That's why the smartest casino operators don't measure success by how much one guest loses. They measure something far more valuable: customer lifetime value. A guest who visits every year for the next 20 years is worth far more than someone who loses $10,000 in one night and never returns. Where billions of dollars are invested before the first guest ever walks through the door. The games, the jackpots, the bright lights, they're only the attraction. The real product has always been time. Because every extra minute someone stays inside the resort, probability quietly starts working in the casino's favor. And that's the secret, hidden behind every casino on Earth. The house doesn't become rich because people lose one big bet. The house becomes rich because millions of people choose to stay just a little bit